Hey guys, we're going to be looking at a few different types of teleport plays and how they're done in League of Legends. For teleports, the two major qualities are timing and placement, and the first type we're going to look at is the teleport disengage. We're going to be looking at a clip from Imp, a clip of Imp from an LGD getting caught, which is something that needs to happen for a teleport disengage to even, work. So Imp gets hit by a cocoon, and now they want to disengage Snake. Um, And Acorn is going to teleport a position that will put him into a flanking spot when if Snake is going to follow up on this engage. So we look here, Imp gets caught, and we have this ward here. Now the position is important because Snake, if they go to pursue the engage on Imp, their whole team is going to be put into this area here that I'm marking in red. And if they're in this area here, then Acorn's going to show up like immediately in their back line. And if for whatever reason they don't kill Imp, they're going to be in a really bad position for the fight. And that's the whole point. You want to create the pressure from the teleport to stop Snake from pursuing the pick that they just got. So the other important thing too with this is the timing of it. So it was 1 second between Imp getting hit with the pick and the teleport coming in. Uh, that's very important because if the teleport doesn't show up instantly, it takes 3.5 seconds for a teleport to come through. That would give them a lot more time to kill Imp and then double back and kill Acorn on the teleport, which is not what you want to happen. And of course, if this pick on Imp was a little bit faster, if they killed Imp instantly, then Acorn can always cancel the teleport and they can just take the loss of the fight. But that's not what happens here. As we see here, the teleport keeps Snake zoned along with some other disengages, but Snake never really crossed this line besides Beast, and LGD was able to just survive the pick and then re-engage the fight now that they have 5 people here once Imp turns on his ultimate. And there it is. But teleport disengage, you teleport into a spot where you're going to be in the middle of their back line if they follow up on the pick that they just got. That's the important thing here. This is also like the most common teleport you sort of see because of how strong it kind of is, especially coming out of a lot of the top teams from Korea and China and just almost anywhere really. This is the key teleport. So we'll move on to the next one, which is going to be teleport flank. Next, we will look at the teleport flank. This is usually done by assassins and bruiser champions to get them into position to kill the back line without being put in the range of CC and damage and dying and stuff from the front line. It's a flank. That's why it's called teleport flank. So you want to do this right when the enemy engages or right when you engage, similar to when you want to do the disengage. But this one, you're going to be committing to the fight when you're doing a flank like this. So if you do it too soon before the engage, the enemy team's going to have time to go to where you're teleporting if they see it and just kill you, because of course they're not being occupied by the fight. If you do it too late, you're probably putting your team into a 4v5 where they kill your entire team before you show up, and that's not what you want either. So you need to do it on the engage. So here, Snake's going to get a charm on Mako, which starts the fight, and Amazing J teleports into the flank position. The main difference here is how far back Amazing J is from the fight compared to the teleport disengage. So the teleport comes off right when the charm was done, but if we're looking where the teleport is, so red's a bad color, yellow, it's back here towards the back edge of river. This is not a position where Snake can fall back behind, so they're forced into this fight, and I'm not even sure if Snake can see it, but Amazing J is now in a position right here, where, you know, EDG more or less has Snake completely surrounded. So we got Pawn coming here. Def's here, and he's gonna bounce back to this area here. And Amazing J is coming in this way. This is like the perfect flank. They got everything covered. If anyone's low on Snake, they're gonna die because they can't escape. Like Deft is gonna fall back out the top because he has, you know, a path to escape. Or Snake is completely surrounded here. I can get rid of some of this. Completely surrounded, and then this, like, Snake is just all balled up here and getting destroyed by EDG, and there's nowhere for them to run. That's how you do a teleport flank. When the engage comes down, you show up, the enemy can't go anywhere, they have to fight, and you have damage coming from all angles. There's no front line anymore. These two team comps don't really have front line, but, you know, there's no maneuverability for them to do, and that's what happens with teleport. So the next teleport we're going to be looking at is teleport engage. Placement is really similar to a teleport flank in that you're going to be placing it along the shortest escape route for the enemy team, but you're going to be teleporting in before there's an engage done. And that's important because you're actually trying to force them in a situation where they have to fight. So if they fall back onto you where your teleport is, and start fighting you there, you're going to hold out long enough for your team to come who's pursuing them from the other direction. And that's why teleport engages are usually done with tanks, because if you're on an assassin and like the full 5 people are running at you, you're not nearly going to survive long enough for the enemy team, for your team to catch up and deal damage. What we're trying to get the enemy team to do here is, you know, get into a team fight. And if they want to run away from this, which is what we're going to see in this clip, they have to run away along a path that's not optimal and basically allows your team to catch up and get a team fight. So we're looking at this Snake versus LGD game, and we see the pings are already coming out right on this ward right here by LGG, and if they teleport in, Snake ideally would want to run back up the lane towards their closest tower, but there's going to be a Gnar in the way that way, so they're going to have to run this way, up towards the river, to, you know, get away. But that path is not, like, they're not going to be able to get around the Gnar, who's going to come basically this way and stop one of their team members from getting there, and they're going to force them into a team fight, which is what we want. So now we have the Gnar. Gnar's up here, they can't go this way. The team's here, they can't go this way. They have to go this way. So it's either run or get into a team fight, but they're not able to run because of the teleport placement. They get stuck, and Gnar's able to cut them off here. So Gnar is going to be able to get to this area, and their team's going to follow up before Flandre is able to make the escape like everyone else on his team. That's important. You block the easiest escape route with the teleport, and it causes them to get caught, have to fight you, or, you know, die in an escape, which is what just happened there. And that's how you want to do a teleport engage. So there's 2 other teamfight related teleports we want to talk about, but they're not really teleports affecting a team fight. One of them we're going to call the reserve teleport. Basically, you know, your lane's pushed, you don't actually need to be splitting, so you just go with your team, you know, when you have your teleport up, and you try to pressure objective really hard, you know, baiting the teleport for the enemy. It's not really a teleport play, but you show up to the objective, you get their teleport out, and worst case scenario, you know, you can teleport back to the lane if it's pushing a turret, or you can teleport somewhere else if you win the team fight, if there is a team fight. But you usually only want to do this when you're ahead, because if you're ahead, then having 5 people together, they're never going to be able to stop you. So you can just take the objective and then pursue a fight or teleport wherever you need to go. It's not really a teleport play, but it's using the cooldown in a teleport to make sure you're going to be able to respond to any map pressure that happens across the map after you take the objective. Alright, so the last teleport we're just going to mention here is simply the reinforced teleport. You see this a lot. This is usually what you're going to be doing if there's not a lot of coordination going on. Basically, your team's trying to take an objective. You just teleport in so there's 5 people there. And you are off split pushing. It's kind of direct opposite of the reserve teleport. You're splitting, teleport in before a fight happens, just so that you're threatening 5 people and you can secure the objective. That's all that we see here. ZZ Tai just teleports into the pink ward around the Baron to stop Xiaogu from attempting to take it, and they're forced to steal, which just, they die. Just to go over real quick, we looked at 3 main types of teleport team fights plays: the disengage, the flank, and the engage. Timing when you want to do it. As soon as your teammate gets caught in a pick or anything like that for the disengage, usually when it's a carry. Flanks, you want to do it as soon as a team fight starts happening. And engages, you want to do it when you want to make a team fight happen. The position, disengage, you want to be teleporting into a spot where if they follow up upon their catch they just got, you're going to be in position to start dealing damage to their backline. So if they follow it up, you're going to have a favorable fight potentially, and if they disengage, that's what you want. Flanks, you want to be doing it along their primary escape path in a way that you're going to be able to get to the back line. So you're going to be able to kill anybody that's low health kind of running from the fight, and you're also going to be able to come into the fight and kill targets without really having to worry about CC and stuff usually. And engage, the position you want to be in is their primary escape route. You want to force them to go another way or fight you. And if they go that other way, you want to be in a position that you're going to be able to force them into a fight still. So champions also disengage. You kind of do it with anyone. It's a little bit less effective if you're a tank, but depending upon how the fight's going, it could be very effective. Flanks, you usually want to be assassins and bruisers. You could be a tank too. It's not too specific, but you want to be able to deal damage. So if you're a tank that's able to do some damage, it's better. Even if you're just a tank, you can stop people from running, which could be good if your team fight's going in your favor. And engages, you definitely want to be a tank or a bruiser, because you might run into a situation where you're gonna have to last 2 or 3 seconds in a 5v1 situation, which you could die really fast. So you want to make sure you're set up nice and good for that. You definitely don't want to be an assassin. And that's it for team fights really. There was the 2 other ones, but they're not really too big. Oh, and home guards. Forgot to mention home guards. Home guards, how home guards affect all of this is it basically makes timing and position easier. You don't have to be in as of an ideal spot for either of these, because you can cover that sort of timing issue or position issue with the extra speed that you can get for home guards. Also with engages, you can do like a teleport engage where you're teleporting behind your enemy team or not along the primary escape route, and you're able to engage, but it's the same spirit of a teleport engage where you're basically forcing them to be unable to retreat because you're engaging on them, which is what a normal engage is. So that's really it for home guards. It's really useful. It's definitely something useful, but it's not super vital for how the teleports themselves work. It gives you more flexibility, and that's it for teleport in team fights.